The valley of Kashmir is witnessing winds of change. The valley was draped in tricolor as locals responded to Prime Minister Modi's Har Ghar Tiranga call with full fervour. Never before has Tiranga been hoisted in the valley in such large numbers. The data on number of flag hoisting events held in the valley bears testimony to this. What is noteworthy is that even the areas considered terror hotbeds saw Tiranga hoisting in record numbers. Districts like Shopian, Pulwama, Anantnag, Bandipora, Baramulla and Kupwara saw thousands and thousands of people hoisting the national flag. Baramulla, which once topped the list in stone pelting incidents, saw 1.37 lakh tricolors being unfurled. Similarly, Pulwama, which witnessed the dastardly attack on CRPF convoy in 2019, saw over 90,000 flag hoisting events being held. Kupwara and Anantnag, which are also prone to terror attacks, saw over 1 lakh flags being hoisted. There is a sign of hope in the Kashmir Valley as even the families of terrorists have embraced Tiranga. Wife and nephew of Hizbul commander Jahangir Saruri, who carries a 10 lakh rupees bounty on his head, hoisted the national flag with pride.
तो जो तुम घर वोल वारा कर ये ना ये एक्टिव तो बेल तुम मुलाकात गई क्या जाख तमिस कता काल गो क्या वन तुम क्या वन
चाहन अगर यही गाड़ी वापस ठीक
Father of slain Hizbul commander Riaz Naiku also put a flag at his house in Avantipura. Father and brother of another park-based terrorist, Shahnawaz Kant, unfurled the flag in Hullar area of Kishtawar.
तो खट साहब ने मुझे, रशीद साहब ने मुझे फोन किया और नवाज साहब ने फोन किया, क्या हम हिंदुस्तानी नहीं हैं? घर घर तिरंगा जो आज आप इतना जगह जगह दे रहे हो, क्या हमारा हक नहीं बनता है हम भी गवर्नमेंट को दिखाएं कि हम भी हिंदुस्तानी हैं? हमारे बच्चे को रुगलाया गया और उस पीरियड में वो बहुत छोटा और मासूम था, उसको ले गए, लेकिन प्लीज यहाँ आके हमें झंडा दीजिए। हम चाहते हैं यहाँ हम अपने घर में ये तिरंगा हम हिंदुस्तानियों वहां इसको चढ़ा दें, लोगों को मैसेज दें और इस हिंदुस्तान को मैसेज दें कि हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं, हमें कोई लेना देना पाकिस्तान से नहीं है।
हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं और हिंदुस्तान हमारा है।
हम
जी
खाते भी हैं सब कुछ यहाँ का, हम क्या
पाकिस्तान से क्या लेना देना ही है? हिंदुस्तान तो हमारा है, हम हिंदुस्तानी है, इसमें कोई शक है?
तो आपको ये तिरंगा लहराने में कोई एतराज तो नहीं? आप ले रहे हैं?
नहीं, ये हमारा झंडा है, हमारा तिरंगा है।
Now let's hear what the father of another dreaded terrorist, Hotbeds, has to say. His son crossed over to Pakistan and joined the terror ranks.
Gone are days when terror sympathizers and family members of jihadis used to wave Pakistani flag or ISIS flag. Winds of change have finally started blowing. This is no exaggeration. Here in the hometown of Lashkar Commander Hotbeds, you can see tricolor floating, and this tricolor is not imposed on them. They have wholeheartedly embraced this Tiranga. Right now you can see how the father is tying tricolor, because he feels that this is the tricolor that gives them a sense of pride. Let me speak to him and find out what he really feels. Because you know why? This is not an ordinary story. This is an extraordinary story and a historic moment. Why I'm saying extraordinary moment? Because several years back, Hotbeds crossed line of control to wage war against India. Recent explosions that have taken place in Jammu region is because of this one man who is sitting in Pakistan. But here you can see his father has embraced Tiranga and he is for the motherland India. आप क्यों झंडा चढ़ा रहे हैं?
हिंदुस्तान के झंडा चढ़ाया हमने।
क्यों?
ये जनाब हमारे इधर रहते हैं हिंदुस्तान में।
आपके मुल्क का झंडा है?
हाँ।
कोई डर नहीं लगता है आपका बेटा टेररिस्ट है पाकिस्तान?
ना, हमने कोई डर, हमने अपना हिंदुस्तान का झंडा लगाया।
क्या कहना चाहोगे अपने बेटे को?
हमें अगर उनका गान उठाने है तो हिंदुस्तान का गान उठाओ, और पाकिस्तान का गान क्या उठाना है?
तो आप चाहोगे कि उसको भी चाहिए वहां पे तिरंगा लगा?
हाँ वो भी अगर उधर लगाएगा
अकल आ जाए।
हाँ उसको अकल आ जाएगा। हाँ जनाब उसको अकल आएगा।
I think all those doubters must listen to this man, because there are people who are trying to say that after abrogation of Article 370 there will be no one to hold tricolor. And Mehbooba Mufti, in fact, few days back, she said that forcibly India is trying to impose Tiranga in Jammu and Kashmir. I think she should listen to this man. He is saying that if anybody has to pick up gun, they should pick up gun against Pakistan and Pak-sponsored terrorism. He said if really they want the things to change, his son, who is sitting across the border and he's working for dreaded organization like Lashkar-e-Toiba, he should also raise tricolor there in Pakistan.
Let's in fact open this up and go across to our guests. We have Lalit Ambardar, activist on the broadcast, and Ahmed Ayaz, political analyst as well. Ahmed Ayaz, like Pradeep in his walkthrough was highlighting, Mehbooba Mufti said, "Koi tiranga uthane wala haath nahi bachega." But today, even those places that were known for stone pelting are part of the list of all the places where highest number of flag hoisting events have taken place.
Mehbooba Mufti has herself, been hoisting flags. Even in the car she was traveling when she was a CM, and she has been herself hoisting the flags as chief minister when she was there on 26th January and 15th August. And then she possibly said that after 370 was abrogated, she thought there might be a change, but that's not possible. That's not that way. Point is, even today also, nobody says that this is staged marriage. But the only thing is there had been a big show, which otherwise was not there. People have been hoisting flags earlier also. They not been like this the way it is shown today. But the point is, how is it going to change the ground situation of militancy which the Kashmiri encountered this? You see, flag hosting is okay. This is a normal activity we have been doing in the past, and we will be doing it in the future also. But the biggest problem is that the people who came from Jammu to settle in Kashmir and get their job there, get their job and work here, they are also fleeing now from the Kashmir. And
Mr. Ayaz Ahmed, whether you want to acknowledge that or not, winds of change are indeed blowing in Kashmir. And I want to bring in Lalit Ambardar. Lalit Ambardar, as I ask you this question, I also want to quote the statistics once again. We're talking about Pulwama. In 2019, we all know that the attack took place on the CRPF convoy, and that very place, in that same very place, over 90,000 flag hoisting events have taken place. And we're talking about districts like Shopian, Pulwama, Anantnag, Bandipora, Baramulla and Kupwara that were known to be terror hotbeds. But look at the changes that have taken place in Kashmir.
See, I always maintain it. 5th of August 2019 was a historical day, momentous day. Narendra Modi showed the political spine and abrogated that obnoxious pieces of constitutional arrangement that had allowed little, small Pakistan to flourish on this soil of India and Kashmir. It was Islamo-fascistic ecosystem that has been prevailing in Kashmir for the past 70 years. But on 5th of August 2019 began the process of dismantling of that ecosystem. It will take time. It's a long problem. It's going to take time. But Kashmir Jihad is a different thing altogether. It's a military problem. It has to be tackled militarily. Now, as you have shown, there are people, there are change. Heart is wanting to bleed for India. They want to be Indian. They want to claim to be Indian. Tricolor affiliation they are showing. This is not for the first time. Let me remind your viewers, and maybe they don't even remember it. In 19th itself, in the middle of the peak of Kashmir Jihad, when Kashmiri Hindus were being even massacred that time, Ikhwanul Muslimin, it was a terror group, hardcore terror group. They had given up this terrorism and joined the mainstream.
Lalit Ambardar and Ahmed Ayaz, stay on with us. We have some breaking